Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I want to show you is my SSRF tool. So this will be included in the Patreon page, so you'll be able to download it for free. So SSRF Helper, it contains, it's going to contain a configuration file, install.sh, and the SSRF tool. So all you need to do is just run install.sh, and it will install the SSRF Helper. Now this program will help you find SSRF in parameters. So all you need to do is install it, and obviously do a recon and find all the subdomains you need to test. And then what you can do is you can just do a simple cat, for example, or URLs, and then go like SSRF, and that will then test all the URLs with SSRF. This can be used in Burp. You could actually get all the links in Burp. Get all links in Burp and then feed them into a file and run this tool. Or you can use Wayback URLs because it's got tool chaining. You can use Wayback URLs. So you can simply go something like subdomains and then Wayback URLs, and that will then fetch all the URL links and links and stuff through Wayback URLs to all the subdomains, and also sends you an email when it actually finds an SSRF. And this is that you can set it up in the configuration file. It's pretty sick. I've got a scan running. It's been running for a while on mail.ru and hasn't found nothing yet, but it will hopefully soon. Let's just see. Okay, so we're in the pen tester lab. Now, what we want to do is this exercise here. It's after a URL. So it's after. What it's saying is the objective of this exercise is to find a way to leak the valuable key. Now, it's after the placeholder is a HTTPS. But if we just simply go something like, I don't know, HTTPS www.google.com. Let's render that. And so it should render, it should open up a PDF and render the page Google. Perfect. Now what we want to do is try to create our own, because obviously it's vulnerable to the link attribute. So we want to go to cd var www.html, and we want to go create a new index.html file that contains the following script. This one here. And then what will happen is it will create an attachment link, and it will fetch the file app key. And we can do Etsy, pass.wd, all sorts of stuff. Now let's set up our server, everything ngrok. And let's fetch that, so this will tunnel port 80, so our Apache server, and it should, present this index.html file. But what you'll see is when we open it, when it opens, it's going to be pretty much blank. It's going to be nothing there. It's going to be blank. Perfect, blank. So what we want to do is we want to save this, and we want to open the PDF. So we want to save it as your file, but we've already done this. And what we want to do is we want to nano it out, which will be your file. And what it will look like, so we should have, let's render it again. Let's go to ngrok, and let's grab this. We'll save it, and it should be a PDF. It should be in the PDF format. Let's render that, and let's save it this time. Let's save it. Okay, it should be saved as your file. Now if we nano this out now, not that, your file 1 PDF. If we nano this out, let's just fix this up by going copy. That's no, we have to remove your file, and then we'll do it again. Okay, cool. Just have to remove that because for some reason it won't work when I type in that. So let's go here, and let's save it as your it should be saved as your file.pdf. Awesome. So go to save it as that. It should. Okay, so if you narrow this out, it should be like that. It's PDF format, but what we want is the embedded data. So when we go down to embedded, that's what we want there. So we want to remove everything. We want to just keep this here. We want to just keep that. So let's remove everything. And everything before the stream too. Save that out. Now when you do a file, it should be a zlib compressed data. Now let's open up a Ruby shell. And let's go, actually let's look at how to use glib in Python. So let's how to inflate zlib files in Python. And it should show us how to do it. Here we go, zlib decompress, because we want to decompress it. So here's an example of how to do it. I'll just put that over here so I can actually read off the example as I'm typing in the code. Let's go to Python. Let's import zlib. And the data we want to compress is, so we want to open up the PDF. So we want to open, and it will be under users, amounts, C, Blake downloads, and it will be under your file.pdf. We'll read this, boom. Okay, that doesn't exist. Users, that's why. And that should work. Okay, so the PDF would be, we just want to read this now, so we want to go data equals pdf.read. And that should contain the zlib compressed data. And now we want to decompress it, so we want to, where is it? Should be a thing called decompress. Here we go, decompress zlib in Python. So I want to read it, and then we want to go, stream, or zlib we can call it, equals zlib.decompress, and we want to choose our data and print out zlib, and that's the flag to our challenge. Perfect. Now what we do is we go to our right here, our lab, our Pentester lab, like so. Dashboard. We go to the PDF challenge. So we have to go to exercises. PDF challenge, PDF generation challenge, and we want to online details. I'm going to submit this key, and even if we submit it, we've done it successfully. Now your rating would just go, well, it was kind of just right. Time spent less than an hour, and that's pretty much it. Mark as complete. Sorry, awesome. Submit your feedback. So that was pretty much it. That was a very challenging, challenge, but that's how you do it. So it's quite a tedious process, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I won't go over too much on other pen test labs. We'll save that for another time. Let's just have a quick look to see if there actually is any other SSRF ones. Let's have a look. Any other SSRF ones? There's heaps. This is the pro license is awesome. I have to start doing this more often. So I might actually make these in my videos too. So there's also an OAuth authorization server side request forgery. Nice. Might have to make a video about these. Okay, cool. So that was the SSRF. Let's look at Portswigger now. Portswigger has lots of good ones too. Probably not as technical, but they're still pretty cool. So I'll go to my academy, And obviously you can check out my videos about this. I've made videos on YouTube about server-side request forgery. Let's just go to all learning materials. And we'll do server-side request forgery. Where are you? There it is, right there. Tells you what it is, but we already know what it is. And now we'll do basic SSRF against local server. So localhost is another payload. It just says, access to admin interface and delete the user Carlos. So we access the lab. We will copy that into Firefox like so, and we'll get our burp suit out. We want to, even that was vulnerable to SSR, to server-side request forgery. Cross-site request forgery. Okay, what we'll do is we'll just turn on a proxy and we'll just view details, and we'll just go forward each request. Alright, there's a fetch check stock. We'll do that. Awesome. So this check stock has it's fetching external data. It's fetching stuff from an external host. Let's send that to the repeater, and it's said to use the payload localhost because we want to make a connection on its behalf. So localhost, and then we want to be, what port was it again? Let's have a look what port it was. I think it was like port something. Port. It wasn't a port. It was just admin. So let's just do this and see what happens. We could also check it with ngrok to see if we actually get a response back. But obviously, it got a 200. Okay, perfect. If we do something like ASDF, it will say 404 not found because it doesn't exist on the server side. But what we could also do is use burp collaborator to see if we get a response back. And what we'll do is we'll just do that, and we'll find that the IP we get back is actually is an internal IP. As you can see there, the IP would be an internal IP. So right there, where is that? DNS. That one there. That would be an internal IP on their domain. Okay, so we want localhost, and it says to add access to admin interface. Let's do that. I should say, well, we've got access to admin interface. We render this. We've access to admin interface. We want to delete the user Carlos. So we want to go delete. Actually, let's have a look at it. Let's actually look at the HTML, and this is right here. So we want to admin delete Carlos. We'll remove that, send that, and it should delete it, and the challenge should be completed. 404 not found. So let's go to admin. Congratulations, you solved the lab. Awesome. That's that one. There's other ones too. There's heaps of other ones. There's also like other ones like to do with XSE. We'll do the XSE challenge. There's heaps of them. There's heaps of them there. Also ones that you bypass filter, and also open redirect. Let's do the open redirect one. That's a really good one we should do. So it's actually that IP there. So we'll write that down. It's giving us the internal IP to fetch the Carlos user on. This one's more of a challenging one. This one's like basically SSRF through an open redirect. So we have to find an open redirect somewhere on the site, and then we have to try and redirect it to an internal host, and then get SSRF. So obviously we're going to do send this to the side there, send that to the side. We're going to go to check host. Obviously check host is welded to SSRF, as we know. What's going on here? The page. Check stock, but go back maybe. Why isn't it captioning any packets and request? What's going on here? Let's just turn it off and turn it back on. Okay, so let's check stock. Because I've got in that's why. It's 4.off. And there should be a It's check stock. Do we know that a check stock is vulnerable to a SSRF? Perfect. We'll send that to the repeater and just keep track of that. And we'll call that tab how do I do it? SSRF. SSRF. Now the next one we want is an open redirect somewhere. So let's just go back, return list, and forward that off. I haven't done this one for quite a while, so I might be a bit slow on it. Just looking for any anomalies, things that change. Next product. Okay, this one's a different request, and I'm supposing that this is actually vulnerable to open redirect. So obviously the path might be. Let's check to see if evil.com gets reflected in location. And we'll go over open redirects later on in a different video. Let's have a look. Awesome, it's vulnerable to open redirect. What we want to do is we want to type in this IP here, right there, because I want it to redirect to that. But we also want to type in all this in the SSRF parameter. Now that will actually cause the open redirect to redirect to the admin interface. Let's have a look. Missing parameter. There's a missing parameter somewhere. Have a look at this. Okay, so do I need to just copy this maybe? I thought it was that. Or do I need to copy the have a look. Follow redirect, we'll just do that. Need to probably, let's go back. Let's decode this. Oh, maybe I need to url code this. Url code it. Let's try that out. It looks like it needs to be url coded. Perfect, it needs to be url coded. So it actually worked. Now we just want to delete the user Carlos. And url code it. Awesome, it's done it there for us. Updates it. Then we do this. Now it should be complete. Awesome. That was a simple one. You're not found. Okay, so let's just you're uncoded again. Maybe it didn't update. No, it didn't. Okay, that should work. That's an open redirect. Now let's look at how to apply this for a bug bounty program. When it actually didn't work still. So let's go to decoder again. Delete admin. Delete username Carlos. Let's copy this. Repeater. SSRF. Let's paste that in and send it off again. Okay, not found. Let's decode this. Decode. Let's check out that again. So delete that. Url code. This one somehow worked. That worked, and we just need to delete the username Carlos. Oh, I deleted. Okay, I deleted. Awesome. Must have just been I said congratulations, you've done it. Okay, it just must have been an error. Okay, that's pretty much open redirects through the via SSRF. And it challenge completed. Awesome. Now let's have a look at some challenges, and we'll try and apply this to a real life application. I'm just getting out of some stuff. Another thing I want to tell you is to look at reports, like look at HackerOne reports, because I will show you what other people have found and how other people have done it. So SSRF in upload image to URL. Obviously, he's found an open SSRF through a upload. Also, look at this one. This one's a different one. SSRF through file replace. Another thing is if you have, say, a file upload and you have a URL parameter, or file parameter, like a file upload parameter. Say you have like a file upload, you can change that type to URL, the attribute to URL, and see if you can fetch a URL through that, an external host or internal host. So that's some stuff there. This is what we use to actually you do the PDF generation exploit. And here's some SSRF testing too. This is some good. I'll have this in the Patreon page. This is for goods for SSRF testing, SSRF through file upload, and I was going to test out mail.ru for you guys. Server-side request forgery. Here's some. This is payload all things. This is really good. And this is web security. Another thing that Brett, and a good friend of mine, he found a SSRF through LibreOffice because he's security researchers that find new ways to exploit, new vulnerabilities to exploit. This is actually the researchers involved with Brett, Cody, Sam, and Olivia. And it's just basically it goes through all sorts of stuff. It's recommended to have a look. I recommend having a look. Just through LibreOffice, it was a PDF. This is the PDF metadata. It was through a I think a PDF generator too or something. I'm not sure. Was it through a PDF generator? I think it was through LibreOffice. I'm not sure 100% about it. It tells you all about it there. It's through spreadsheets, I think. Yeah, so it's through a spreadsheet converter. Worth checking that out too. What else can I show you guys? Yeah, so usually when you're testing, you want to go to a program, something like mail.ru. Something like mail.ru. And we want, there's a really good tool called Turbo Intruder. So you obviously want to do your subdomain enumeration through like AMAS or whatever. You want to go to target and you want to go to scope and then put them all there. So we'll just do, and we can just go any mail.ru, we'll just do. And then we want to reload this page and want to crawl. So we want to crawl and then we start spider and we'll do like max depth 15 and ignore that 15 and we'll just ignore any application logins and number threads can stay the same. That's going to crawl through all the mail.ru subdomains. The spider, and what we usually want to do is we want to download Burp Intruder and we want to basically go to search. So we want to go search and we want to search for equals HTTPS. This will make sure that, and we'll want to check in headers and like just use these ones. This will make sure that it's checking for pages that have URL equals. Let's test this one out. This one's a good one. So what we'll do is we'll send it to an Burp Intruder, send intruder. And we set up the SSRF payload, so we need to go to our SSRF payloads. Where's that stored? I think it's in our payloads folder. SSRF payloads, and we can do this by like setting up an ngrok link too. So get out of this. Ngrok. We'll start up ngrok HTTP 1337. So usually what I do is I set up my ngrok links, both of them, HTTPS and HTTP, because sometimes they only allow like HTTPS. It's a simple bypass. Then we want to also set up Burp Collaborator. So Burp Collaborator, copy that and paste that in there. I just usually have 3 payloads for testing. It's not good to spray and pray too much. And then what I do is that's the payload set up there. So that's a simple script for Burp Intruder. I attack and I see if I get a response back. And if I get a response back and it's internal IP, then it's actually a vulnerability. Obviously it's 204, so the content was not found, so we can move on. But it's still something to investigate. And then we just go to the next one. Actually, we want to change the poll to every 2 seconds. We want to go to the next one. That's the same one, so we don't want that one. It's a different one. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. And we just go for each one and see what we can find. We first want to get a hit first. And just keep on updating, keep on going. And that's one way to actually find SSRF. And it might not necessarily be might not necessarily be for a URL parameter. So we might want to go URL and we want to go equals and or. So we want to use a regular expression. I'm going to go file equals or you might want to go upload equals, and we want to test for different ones, or URI equals or image URL equals or image URL lowercase equals, and then we just go, and that will find ones that match that regular expression. This one's the same one as before. It's search completed. Okay, cool. That's one way to find it, and then you just wait until you get a hit. And usually Grok will have a hit. Then you go to the browser and check the internal IP. Then you just want to do a simple host on that IP and see if it's got the internal host. And you either want to try and escalate it to get like the secret access keys, or you want to just report the blind SSRF if you can't escalate it. That's that. But that's pretty much about it. SSRF, there's still a lot in research in SSRF. Still a lot to do. But yeah, like I'll have my tool that I've got written down that I wrote in the Patreon page. But yeah, just keep on hacking, keep at it. I might release other videos about SSRF later on, but this is just the very basics to learn how to get your first SSRF. And I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson on SSRF. You know, it's very, very complex. SSRF has been, it needs to be a lot. It's still being researched, still pretty. Lots to learn, but it's a very common vulnerability found. This lesson was not all that complex, but later on ones I release later on will be pretty complex. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please, subscribe to this video, or like, comment if you need help. Even comment on my Patreon page, or like this post if you like it. And I'll see you in the next video, the next mentoring video.